Welcome back. You know, we've often had Lisa Innenbach, and we've talked about 25 again and the fantastic results that you too can receive there, but they're bigger and better than ever. You know, Lisa, she's so calm and mundane. She has no energy. We've got to work on that a little bit.
I know, right?
You know, I'm
that's
kidding.
Why you're making me stand. Now I'm trying to get my energy level up.
You know, I'm joking. She always has energy, and it's really hard to believe. This gentleman to her right is John Sharon, and John Sharon, I mean, let's cut to the chase here, okay? You want results? John, if you would, real quickly, and we'll talk more about it here in a second, but what did you weigh before going into 25 again?
335 pounds.
335 pounds?
Yes, sir.
And we're looking at the before and after now. And now, what is that scale tip at there, John, for you?
244.
Congratulations.
Thanks, sir.
You know what? You know what I noticed too is that you feel good. You feel confident. You look good, my man.
Yes, sir. I feel great.
I mean, really, I love seeing someone who feels comfortable in their own skin, and that wasn't always the case, was it? That picture there on the left, you didn't feel so good about yourself.
No, sir, I didn't.
Wow. Well, 25 again. You can get those kind of results as well. Dr. Roth Reyes joins us as well. Dr. Reyes, welcome back to the show.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
I understand you're responsible for the expansion and the improvement at 25 again. Lisa, if you would, detail that. I know you're excited about it, as you should be.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I wish we had an hour for this show.
Yeah,
I mean,
what's
really,
going on? Tell me. Yeah.
There's so much to tell, but you know, 40% of Americans CDC listed today are obese, and probably another 60% want to lose weight. So we want to make sure that that's what we're doing for everybody. We're getting their bodies healthy, and that's what we've been doing tirelessly, working around the clock. Dr. Reyes has trained all the staff now, because don't get me wrong, we do hormone and weight loss just like we used to, but we're also looking at the total picture. Some of the mainstream pharmaceuticals that are being used these days are they are helping with the blood pressure and the cholesterol and maybe with the diabetes, but they're slowly killing the liver and the kidneys, and I'm gonna have Dr. Reyes talk about that. So we're now concierge care. We take care of everything. We're not just hormones and weight loss, and again, those things are very important. We want your body to be 25 again. But sometimes the bodies just weren't quite ready for that, and we weren't able to kind of help people with blood pressure, cholesterol. We would say, well, go to your primary care physician. Now we are the primary care physician. You don't have to go to a different place to get all of that taken care of. And Jonathan here is a good testament that Dr. Reyes is going to go over everything that happened with him since March until now. In fact, he didn't even start the weight loss program until July because we had to get everything else under control. So with that being said, go ahead and kind of talk a little bit about where he was and where he is now.
Well, Jonathan, when he first came in, was really sad looking, and that's being honest. He said, I don't feel good. I want to get rid of this weight, and I understand you guys do weight loss. And what I told him is, before we can do any kind of weight loss, let's look at everything. Let's look at overall, because even though we can do weight loss, you'll gain that weight back again if we don't take care of everything else. So he started on us in March. His A1C at that time was 8.4, which is a real bad diabetic. His blood pressure was going about 190 over 100 at times.
Ooh, stroke level.
Yes, and his sugars were like 300, 400, and this is what he was telling me. So he took out his medications, and I said, I'm going to get rid of some of these medications. And one of his medications was metformin, the other one was insulin, and the other was metoprolol, lisinopril, and Lipitor, correct? So I said, let's rearrange everything and make sure that what you're taking is going to help you rather than hurt you. So I took out everything except for the metformin, and he looked at me like, are you crazy? And I said, no, we're going to change everything, and we took a lot of labs on him, and one of the labs I like to look at is called insulin, and his insulin was 157. 0.38, and his C-peptide at that time was 13.5, which tells me that his pancreas is working way over time. He was insulin resistant, and I told him, you're not going to lose weight. You look at food and you gain weight. And he goes, that's what I do. I don't eat that much, and I'm looking at this food and I'm gaining weight. And I said, well, in order for us to make sure you're not going to do that, we have to change your medications. One of the medications was called metoprolol, and explained to him how metoprolol can sometimes make diabetes worse. And I also explained to him how insulin actually can cause insulin resistance, which make him gain more weight rather than lose weight. So he got on the program, and we changed all his medications, and he looked at it and he goes, Dr. Reyes, what are you doing? I go, well, I told you I was going to feed you breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
I'm saving your life.
Right. And basically, I started with a bunch of medications for his diabetes. bunch of medications for his blood pressure. After 2 weeks, he called me and says, Dr. Ray, I can breathe now. I'm not coughing. I feel a little bit better. I said, good. So after maybe, a month, we checked his A1C, went down to 7.6. And then after another 2-3 months, it went down to 7. And then it came down to 6.9. And now his A1C, the last one we checked, is 5.3.
Which is not diabetic.
No, he's not diabetic.
Not diabetic.
If anybody saw these, they're going to say, he's not diabetic. Oh, yeah, he is, but we're treating it. He's no longer taking his insulin. We got rid of that. His insulin level dropped from 157 down to a 5, which means that he's no longer insulin resistant, as you can tell. And his C-peptide dropped from 13.57 down to 2.4.
My goodness.
Yeah.
See, this is interesting to me because sometimes we tend to, and I think we've been trained to do this, is almost brainwashed, to look at the physical. But it's
Right.
more than that, and that's what I love you telling about. Let's get him healthy inside.
Correct.
And I want to hear about your motivation a little bit, John, because, yeah, I think the physical does mean something, and it's hard on your knees and that kind of thing. There's the physicality of moving around in life. But also, you knew that your health wasn't moving in the right direction. For longevity, your blood pressure, things like this, you know the indicators now. You're pretty well educated. Was a lot of your motivation, look, I just want to get healthy. It's not even about looks that much, right?
Yeah, I was afraid I was going to die.
Yeah, I mean, let's get
Yeah.
serious here. And now today, I mean, I mentioned how you physically look. How do you feel? Talk
I
about
feel
that.
like a new man. I feel great.
Wow.
You look like a new man.
That's a big statement. You lost a whole entire another man, but
Yeah,
you
he
look
did.
like a new man. Yeah, congratulations to you. We're going to get more on this story, but before we do, Lisa, I think for those, we have your attention, and maybe this resonates with you or a loved one. So you've got a special going on right now. $0 down. Tell me about that.
$0 down and $99 a month will get you a membership. We want everybody to be able to come in and afford what we do. We want to change your life. We want to save your life in some cases. We also have a weight loss special for 3 months, $599. It includes all your prescriptions, your weekly follow-up visits. Get online and check us out. Like I said, you will not be disappointed. I promise when you come to see us, we'll spend a time with you. I think Dr. Reyes blocks an hour and a half when he first sees you. It used to be an hour. And again, he is trained. That's why it's been so long since we've been here. We've been working so hard around the clock, getting all of the nurse practitioners and all of our staff trained on what we do now. It's so much bigger and it's so much more even affordable now. And it's saving your life. I mean, for $99, you can come in and have an hour assessment just like Jonathan did and at least find out what's going on. Your physician, unfortunately, does not have that kind of time to spend with you, and it's not their fault. They say 60 or 70 patients a day, and they have to. We see 5, 6, I don't know, what's the most you see a day is
8.
8. I mean, so that's where we're different as well. We get to spend that time with you. At $0 down, $99 a month, just to become a member, you really can't beat that. And then, of course, the weight loss special. If you're one of those 40% that are obese, you definitely need to come in. And if you're one of those other 60%, like I said, that probably wants to lose weight, then you should come in.
Wow. Dr. Reyes, you say you only see 8 patients a day. I had a doctor before that saw 8 patients while I was waiting in the waiting room. I mean, it was that ridiculous. And that kind of time is important because how can you tell what's going on unless you really look at all the labs, talk about all the there's so many nuances of the human body, and you being a medical doctor, yeah, you know. So anyway, it's all interesting. They can help you as well. We're going to talk more with Lisa Innenbach, with John, with Dr. Reyes. We're going to take a little bit of a break, but I want to find out more about John's story. Lisa, of course, I've got to get her some caffeine.
I know. I said I'm not going to be a motor mouth. I'm going to let them talk. I'm trying really hard.
I love it. You're passionate about it, and you will be too. 25 again. We'll be right back.